Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to do a little book update. So I want to share a couple books that I read and a book I'm currently reading and then a book that I just bought from Barnes& and Noble that I'm super excited about. So yeah, the first book that I want to talk about, I did a vlog on it. I'll link it down below. It's called When the Cherry Blossoms Fell. I gave it 4 stars. Pretty good story. I realized that in the vlog I was talking a lot about how I like the simplicity of the writing, and I found out that it's a children's book. So, yeah, the simplicity now makes sense, and some of the critiques that I had for it, I'm kind of like, oh, well, it was a children's book. So it kind of makes sense for it to not be super like emotionally, like have a lot of emotional depth, I guess, and to maybe be a little bit more plot heavy because again, it's for kids. So, pretty good. That story was basically just about like Japanese internment camps and how this one family experiences it, how they're going through it, what is it like as a kid, not really knowing like what's going on and just kind of being like pushed into this new experience, this new world. So I really liked it and I thought it was very heartfelt. It is part of a series. I don't know if I will read the rest of the series, but even just as like a standalone, I thought it was good. So again, 4 stars. And then I read Funny and Farsi. Um, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's right here. And it's a nonfiction book, and it's a memoir, and it's about her experience growing up Iranian in America, and what that was like for her and her family. Things that are like different in America versus Iran. How the I forget which like war it was, but how it kind of created tension and how Iranian people were viewed like differently after that. So it kind of shows the contrast from when she first came to America to afterwards. As you can see, I really liked it. It was actually funny. Like I was actually laughing when I read it. It's a short book, but it took me a while because I started in June and then I didn't finish it and then I picked it back up again. But this is a book that this is my sister's book actually. Um, so I kind of like wanted to read some books that my sister has, and so I wanted to make sure that I finished this one. So like I said, it was really good, and I gave it 5 stars. I At first I gave it 4.5, but I realized that I was still thinking about the story like after it was done. So then I went back and I gave it 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars at first is because usually 5 star reads are books that I would like read again and again. And I didn't really feel that way about this book, but I think the writing was really good. I love the conversational tone. I mean, it was just awesome. And something else that's cool about this book is that you can almost kind of pick up anywhere because each chapter feels like almost a short story. So, yeah, really good. Again, 5 stars. Then I read another book that my sister had. I actually just finished this book yesterday called The Yada Yada Prayer Group by Netta Jackson. So, deep breath. It was amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I was crying and just, I don't even know where to begin. But it's basically about these group of girls. They meet during like this women's conference and they all have different backgrounds, so culturally, ethnically, socially, like just all different backgrounds, and they are all assigned to like the same prayer group, so they start praying together, but they want to kind of like keep up with it even after they leave, because not even necessarily because they've gotten to know each other, but it was just kind of like the special thing that happened when they prayed together, so they wanted to like continue it. Um, oh, also there was like someone in the book, I think their son was like in the hospital, so they were trying to think of ways that they could like continue praying because the conference was only a few days. So I think that's what sparked it. The meaning behind the name, yada yada, so creative and beautiful. Like, I loved it. You'll have to read to see. I would recommend this book. I would definitely recommend this book. Um, I even did, because in the back there's like discussion questions. If you're in a book club, this would actually be a great book to read. It's Christian fiction, but it had like discussion questions, and I went through all of them because that's how much the book touched my heart. So you just basically see them going through different things in their life. It's actually really from one person's point of view, and it's written in first person, which I hardly ever read books that are in first person. So that was kind of nice, and it was well done. When I first started reading it, I didn't like it because the character is so much like me, and I could see like my flaws, and I was just like, oh, I don't really want to keep reading about this. But as I continued on, it was just like, it was really good. I even called my sister and talked to her about it, and it's just a very inspiring book. I don't really know how else to describe it. You'll find their different backgrounds and stuff very interesting, and the ending, oh my gosh, towards the end of this book is just like a big surprise. I was not expecting that. So it definitely kept me on the edge of my seat. I think I was on chapter like 35, 36, I don't know, somewhere around there. When they caught me by surprise with this huge plot, and so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just finish this tonight because I need to see what happens. So really good. I did give it 4.25 stars. It wasn't a 5-star read for me, but it definitely inspired me and it definitely convicted me. Um, I think the idea of this kind of prayer group where people really know you, like more intimately, because they would go to each other's houses, they visited each other's church. If someone was in the hospital, they would come and visit them, they would bring food, all that stuff. I really believe that that is what Christian community is supposed to look like. So it just encouraged me to really want something like that for myself as well. But yeah, 4.25 stars, really good read. This is the first book in a series. Now, I might read the series for this one because I really, really loved it. Yeah. So that's it. I haven't done a lot of reading over the months just because I'm very, very busy right now between like school and work. It's just a lot. But those are the books I read. Now I am starting on this book that my sister gave me. It's by James Baldwin, and it's called The Evidence of Things Not Seen, and it's kind of, yeah, I just barely started reading it, and it's already kind of emotional. Um it has to do with like the killings of all of these black children, and just kind of the same issues that we've been having in America for a while as far as racism goes, racial injustice, policing, and all of that. And it was just, it's going to be hard for me to read. I feel kind of emotional just talking about it. The way that he writes, it's like very archaic in a way, um, but it's very gripping. I want to see if I can try to find something because I literally just barely started reading it, but um, I don't know. The when I read more of it, maybe I'll share it with you guys. But it's just like it's kind of a chilling read. So yeah, if you are like super sensitive and maybe not ready for some of the triggers that this book will bring, then I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I can't really recommend it or not recommend it yet because I haven't finished reading it, but that is something to look out for. Still love the cover though, and I'm looking forward to finishing this. It's only 118 pages, thankfully, because a 300-page book about this topic would just be too much for me. So, yeah. So that's the book that I'm currently reading, and the book that I bought from Barnes and Noble. I'm so excited. It's actually young adult fiction, which I don't feel like I really read young adult, and I also don't think I usually read like popular books, but I just watched this movie on Netflix and I had a bunch of questions. So when I found out that it was a book, I was like, okay, I really want to read this. And it was only 14 bucks at Barnes and Noble, which is probably the cheapest book that I've purchased from Barnes. But it is Uglies by Westerfield. This movie just came out on Netflix recently. It's science fiction, kind of. I don't know if it would be considered fantasy. I feel like it's more sci fi for sure. I'll read the back of it. It says Tally is about to turn 16 and she can't wait. In just a few weeks, she'll have the operation that will turn her from a repellent ugly into a stunningly attractive pretty. And as a pretty, she'll be catapulted into a high tech paradise where her only job is to have fun. But Tally's new friend, Shay, isn't sure she wants to become a pretty. When Shay runs away, Tally learns about a whole new side of the pretty world, and it isn't very pretty. The authorities offer Tally a choice: find her friend and turn her in, or never turn pretty at all. Tally's choice will change her world forever. That's a pretty good summary. Like, nice, clean, straight to the point. So, yeah, it's like, you should watch the movie, but it was pretty crazy. And it's like, it's a like pretty clean movie too. So, I really liked that. But yeah, it's basically this operation that's supposed to make you pretty and make like everybody on like equal platform, but then they still have like the uglies who are waiting for this operation. So like they're saying that the reason that they created it like that is so that there wouldn't be any division and you can just kind of have this like perfect utopia, but then you find out that it's really not like perfect and that they're just like kind of trying to control you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. It is part of a series. I don't know how many other books are in there, but I see there's some down here. Um, yeah, if this is really good, then I'll probably read the rest of the series, but we'll see. We'll just see. But I'm looking forward to that. There was another book that I saw at Barnes today, and I really wanted it, but I had to exercise self control because I do have like a certain budget and I can't just buy a bunch of books. I forgot what it's even called. I'll put it on the screen though. But it's nonfiction. It's like a science book, but it's about or is it really science? Maybe not. But it's basically about like the parallels between mathematics and literature, which I love because I am more like geared towards literature, writing, and all that. Those things come more easily to me. But I've always had like an appreciation for math. I am not good at math, but I've always had an appreciation for it. And especially with me taking more like science based courses that have a little bit of math in it, I've been more curious about it. So I do want to read that book eventually, but yeah, we'll see. And those are all the books that I want to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I still have this one too. Forge, I kind of bought recently too. Field Notes for Surviving a Family Cult. It's a memoir. It's also pretty like serious topic. I had started reading a little bit of it, but I didn't end up finishing it, and I kind of want something more lighthearted, especially as we enter into like fall. Well, I guess we're in fall, but the weather out here it's been so hot, it doesn't feel like fall at all. But once the weather, settles in and it really starts feeling like fall, I know I'm going to want like more lighthearted books, and this is just oops. And this is just like not lighthearted. But anyway, yeah, those are all the books I wanted to mention. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.